it's pretty obvious why we're here. So we have to again reference Mike Huckabee.
You have to admit you like it.
It's good graphic.
This is the only problem with this. So yesterday, Rachel and I were in the hardware, the True Value, I think one of the hardware stores where they have chicks now this time of year. Yeah. And we got to see the little chicks and all that stuff. And so when I see that, I kind of feel like it's mean about chickens. Because like chickens, I think are actually have a lot more integrity than somebody like Huckabee. You know what I mean? Like they would reject him.
Well, if you want to understand who we're going to war for and on behalf of whom and who really calls balls and strikes, here's it.
Spent 2 days here now, and almost everyone we've met with across the spectrum within the Jewish community, that's where we've been meeting, none of them have expressed any fear about going into bomb shelters or ballistic missiles from Iran. Every one of them universally has said to us, you must be excited to be here. You're going to have a front row seat to the miracles that are about to happen.
The miracles that are about to happen. This is Rabbi Goldberg. He's Jewish, if you didn't know. He is just one of many within the pro-Israel lobby that are the ones that are truly calling the shots. We're not joking when we say that this is the United States of Israel. That's what this is. And that's who this man is here. And do you think for 1 second that Rabbi Goldberg is loyal to the United States? Of course not. That doesn't matter because we have been captured. Our government is captured by these satanic, psychopathic animals. And they are animals. In case you didn't notice from the clip we put out that has been heavily suppressed, by the way, Jen, the clip that we did regarding the burning of the animals,
that did well. That did well.
Well, hold on a minute. It only did well to an extent. It's gotten well over what is that? Why did I just have a whole bunch of balloons go up?
I have no idea.
Did you see that shit?
Yeah, I saw it.
What the hell was that?
I don't know. I thought you had balloons at your house.
Oh,
I thought that was weird because you're not a balloon kind of guy.
I'm looking around. I don't see them. I'm not hallucinating. What the hell did you smoke this evening?
You saw it. What are you asking me what I smoked?
What I'm saying. Back to what I was saying. What the fuck was I saying? I got to get back on the. It's not my birthday.
And it wasn't my fault. You can't even blame me.
All right.
Here's what'll be scary, Peter. This will be what's scary is that when you go back to do the clip, it won't be there.
Yeah, probably not. So when you think about everything that we saw the other day, and we're thinking about what we saw regarding the cats and the dogs, and there's like 1,000 comments. There's, I don't know if it's like 1,300 likes, and it's at like 7,000 views. Now, one would say that that's a decent number, but let me tell you, when you have that much activity, that much commentary, that's usually a sign that this is going to do very well. So it's been completely stunted. And this
What about the ones right before that where we had several getting thousands of views and then one gets a few hundred?
Correct. Yeah, no, that's just, again, this is
and it's the one where we spoke about Huckabee.
Correct. And so we're speaking about Huckabee now, and I'm sure this will happen again. But the point is, look at Huckabee's body language. Look at his disposition. He's not in control. That rabbi's in control. That's who calls the shots.
There's a reason we call him Huckabee. If he were in control, then he would, by definition, not be a cuck. Now, would he?
That's true.
And you speak about the resilience of the Israeli people and what they've been through for 2 years. They're not.
What have the Israeli people been through for 2 years? What have they been through?
In and out of bomb shelters for those who have them, but they only let the Ashkenazi Jews in the bomb shelters.
Emotionally, they don't feel safe. And of course, our Irish brethren understands. What have the Israelis been through for the past?
It's been scary for people that live there and for people that are stuck there and don't agree with what's going on. I feel for them.
Well, I feel for the very few portion of the population.
Correct.
You pointed out that it's an overwhelming majority that agree with Netanyahu's government. This is not a mistake.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I'm saying there's only a few people. The people that I feel the worst for are the Palestinians that live in 48 that are inside. And then, and then all the other Palestinians. But otherwise, if there were no Palestinians in the 48, I would give a lot less of a crap about what goes on in there.
In fear, at least those who we've met with across the spectrum have all expressed this faith and almost, I don't want to describe excitement, but they've had a front row seat to miracles for 2 years, and they feel like they're about to see the next chapter of it. And they ask you, aren't you excited to be here for it? You must feel so grateful. You're going to see the redemption come before you. Is that your experience too with the way that Israelis are approaching this potential of having to be involved? Even as we sit here right now, you know, we don't. I'm sure you would have canceled if there were greater concern. That gives us a little comfort in the moment, at least. But in this country, you have to know your whereabouts all the time. Where's the closest shelter? When might a siren go off? Is that part of the consciousness, your experience, even as you're approaching these coming hours or days or whatever might happen next?
It's always amazing to me that Israelis don't have this fear of what could happen. They don't curl up in a fetal position and crawl up under their bed and refuse to get out and go.
Yeah, they've got shelters. Well, yes, and I saw somebody in there asking me if it was really for the white Jews. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. In fact, there are a lot of fights that break out, and there is a very classist system there as to who has access to those shelters. But this is just bullshit. Yeah, they get to sit there comfortably. They're not scared. Yeah, whatever.
Let's see how they act. Let's see what they do when they no longer have the U.S. Treasury at their disposal. But then again, the Hannibal Directive will be executed if the U.S. ever decided to pull out. I mean, to me, that's what it really comes down to. It's basically mass suicide. It's like a suicide pact. If Israel's going to fall, then they're going to try to drag us with them. And that's essentially how this works.
I don't think it's going to work. I really don't.
I don't think it's going to work either. I think it's just a matter of time. Now, if it happened right now, maybe.
No, Huckabee is not Jewish. He's a Christian evangelical Zio.
For Israel.
Go anywhere each day. They live their lives. They live it to the fullest. I was here September of 24. I was here to tape some television footage for my television show. And I was having lunch in Tel Aviv with a friend of mine, and all of a sudden the siren goes off, and the Iron Dome intercepts a rocket from Gaza right above our heads. You can hear it and see it. Everybody goes to the shelter. I was amazed. Nobody was rushing. Nobody was pushing or shoving, but everyone methodically, no one ignored it, but everyone went down, got in the shelter, which was in the basement of the restaurant, stood there, chatted. When the all clear came, everybody just methodically got up and went back and finished their now cold lunch. And it was almost...
He's not as funny as he thinks he is.
I find him so gross. Yeah.
He's a smug son of a bitch.
And I was just thinking, had this happened in America? I mean, people would have been screaming and yelling and, calling, I don't think I'm going to make it. And all of these moments, it would have been totally different. It is.
So basically, you need to insult Americans as well while you suck off the Israelis. That makes sense.
This is where we are.
That tracks.
It's amazing to see, again, that goes to the resilience of the people here.
Yes. It's the Israelis that are so resilient. That's exactly right. It's
don't feel safe.
The Israelis are so resilient, not the people that are being genocided and holocausted and are still clinging to their land. No, the Israelis are resilient.
Their land? It's not their land.
You mean the Israelis are so resilient? You mean like the more than 1 million that have left and are not going back? Yeah, they're so resilient.
Little Israel, South Florida.
I say that I'm excited about the whole process. I told the president when I was back with he and the prime minister for the meetings 2 weeks ago, I said, Mr. President, I hope that some peace agreement can be made. I'm not optimistic that it can or will, but I would love to see that happen simply because you're going to be 6,000 miles from this and I'll be in the bullseye. So Abraham Lincoln once said when he was run out of town on a rail, if it weren't for the honor of it, I'd just soon pass. And I think to a large degree, it's not something I would welcome, look forward to, but if it happens, we're here for the duration.
The level of delusion, it's similar to that Trump, sort of displays. It's this, they really live in a very delusional little world, and the rest of the world's not in there with them is the thing.
No, but then they are still in control of the levers of power. And you have to ask yourself, how long is that going to last? And there are people who are still caught up in this idea, well, if the Democrats just got back into power in November, there will be hell to pay. Will there be? And even if there was, they're all guilty. It's just to what extent of guilt that they are involved in.
I'm just curious what people think is going to happen. Let's say hypothetically that the Democrats sweep the midterms. Let's just say that happens. So what does that mean? What do people think is going to happen? Do you think what do you think that's going to mean? At best, all it will do is give the Democrats 2 years to fuck up so gigantically that it's another easy win for the GOP in 28.
Which they will.
That's all that's going to happen. And they will not achieve a single thing, because as soon as they are in a majority, they'll stop giving a shit about all of these things they seem to care so much about right now.